He even, like, he's told stories about how I wrecked his cars. And I was only really his assistant for like a week. We parted ways because I sort of like, I wanted to move in a different direction. And he was like, I think you should be a stylist. What do you mean? I was like making music. I was doing all sorts of, and he called me probably about 4 months later. I was sitting on the beach in Florida. He's like, I got this project that I think I could use your help on.
Media feeds lit up overnight with a single damning headline. Justin Bieber is running out of money. Is Justin Bieber really going broke? That's what headlines want you to believe. But his team just fired back with the real story. Sources claim that he was spiraling, burning through millions on luxury vacations, buying homes he never finished renovating, and quietly drowning in debt after scrapping his 2022 world tour. In seconds, the story spread like wildfire. The internet ran with it. And just like that, broke Bieber became a trending phrase. But here's the twist no one saw coming. Instead of issuing a boring PR denial, Justin Bieber set fire to his own brand, literally. In a wild animated Instagram post, he torched Drew House, walked away with his family, and teased something entirely new, a mysterious label called CLAPS. Hollywood rumors are swirling, and Bieber's name is dead center. His reps are calling it clickbait.
And I was like, all right, what is it? He's like, just come to Atlanta. I'm like, what do you mean, just come to Atlanta? He's like, I'll tell you when you get here. Sitting in his kitchen, he comes in, he's like, so remember that kid I showed you on YouTube? I signed him. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, I just want you to sort of like, you could hang out with him, dress him, just get him to sort of be like you. And he's like, I just want him to be a cool kid like you. And I was like, all right, I guess. He's like, we're just, he just got signed to Def Jam and we're gonna sort of move on this project and we just gotta get, everything right. And then I think the next day we went go-karting and I met Justin for the first time. And I don't know, he just became my little brother and I took on the role of the swagger coach is what everyone's sort of like, more of like a creative director now.
His friends are posting prayers. And insiders say the truth is way different than what you've heard. So, is Justin Bieber in trouble? Or is this all part of a carefully planned reinvention? Let's break down the money rumors, the burned bridges, the Drew House exit, and the phoenix-like rise of CLAPS, because what's happening behind the scenes is way bigger than a single headline. Insiders, anonymous sources, friends who asked not to be named. The April 16th report dripped with unnamed authority, claiming multiple people familiar with Justin's finances whispered that the singer was overstretched. The indictment: luxury properties on both coasts, renovations that ballooned past budget, vacations billed as research for a tour that never happened, and, oh yes, the 2022 Justice Stadium run that collapsed after half the world had already bought tickets. Comment sections roared, "How does a guy who sold his catalog for $200 million in 2023 suddenly run out of cash?" But the article never explained that a catalog sale doesn't pay one lump sum. It pays out over time, like an annuity. One source close to Bieber compared the story to calling Bezos broke because Amazon builds warehouses.
All I know is that, social media can be a place to where, there's so much comparison and so much, you see what other people are doing and you wish that maybe you were doing more and all this sort of stuff. So I was just going to ask different people what their experience with anxiety has been and like maybe how taking breaks from social media can be important.
Man,
I know that you do that. I know that I do that. So like, what has that done for you?
Moments later, Justin's reps fired back, labeling the claims clickbait stupidity, crafted by people who either don't understand entertainment economics or just like painting an ugly picture. If the goal was to make fans doubt, it half worked. Social timelines were split. Team something's wrong versus team fake news. Yet behind the scenes, the article had a very real effect. It convinced Justin that silence was no longer self-care. It was surrender. And his first move was pure spectacle. 6 days before the Broke Bieber headline shook the industry, Justin Bieber did something no one expected. He lit a match. Not metaphorically, not subtly. In a now viral Instagram story, a cartoon version of himself, eyes downcast and hoodie cloaked, walked into a bright yellow house brimming with Drew House sweatshirts. It was the visual embodiment of the brand he'd helped build since 2018, a home for laid-back, streetwear cool optimism.
Well, first of all, I think our brain, just from a brain standpoint in terms of interacting on social media, you know what it does to our brain when we're even just scrolling Instagram. Each image is affecting our brain in a different way. So say you look at 10 images in 10 seconds, your brain's going like this. And so it's going to take a while to recover. So if you're doing that, some people are doing that 8 hours a day constantly. I think everyone kind of sees they get addicted to their phone.
Inside that animated house, racks upon racks of smiling yellow hoodies, iconic lounge fits, beanies, and sneakers. But then, CGI Justin pulled out a match. He struck it. He watched as flames engulfed the walls, the windows, the logo, the legacy. And without saying a word, he walked away, grabbing Haley and their baby, Jack Blues, and driving off toward a glowing neon sign that read one thing: Skylark. At the bottom of the screen sat the caption that detonated everything: Drew House doesn't represent me or my family or my life. Don't waste your money. In an age where most celebrities hide their exits behind PR statements and polite press releases, this was pure scorched earth drama, crafted for maximum shock value. Within seconds, Twitter, or X, exploded. Was this performance art? A new music video teaser? A brand collab with some dystopian fashion label? Nope. It was the public execution of a billion-dollar identity. And what made the whole thing even more chaotic? Drew House employees found out the same way fans did, on Instagram. There were no warning emails, no internal memos. One designer, speaking anonymously, told reporters the video dropped in the middle of a product meeting. "We were literally finalizing tags for the next drop," they said. And then someone just gasped and held up their phone.
It's pretty common knowledge now. People just reach for their phone in empty space. We used to be able to start.
But as soon as there's a quiet moment, you're
Pick your
reaching for your phone to just, and you don't even know why you're going on.
Paint the portraits of themselves that they want people to see. So it's not even, you're not even taking in reality at that point. You're taking in a bunch of shows. Been taking various social media breaks over the past few months, and I find my brain like being really affected by the quiet moments. Like it's recovering. After a few days of a social media detox, I start to feel like really refreshed. I just think we're just so plugged in, man. It's a little unnecessary to be so plugged in, and even the interactions with people that we don't even know. I find myself interacting with people that I'll probably never.
Panic swept through the team. The Drew House website froze. Online store partners were inundated with refund requests and DM hate. Influencers who had prepped sponsored content quietly deleted posts. A $60 hoodie that once sold out in minutes suddenly felt radioactive. For some insiders, the shock wasn't just about the ending, it was how cold it felt. One source described it as a bonfire gag, a self-serving theatrical stunt. But for others, it cut deeper. A few employees had lost homes in California's devastating wildfire season, and watching their brand's death be portrayed with burning imagery hit a little too close to home. The speculation around why Bieber made such a dramatic exit quickly focused on Ryan Good, the longtime friend and co-founder of Drew House. Months before the Flame video, Justin had quietly unfollowed Ryan on Instagram. Industry insiders had whispered for a while that their relationship had cooled, but no one imagined this kind of public rupture. Ryan, for his part, responded with silence. No posts, no statements, no damage control. Fans noticed that Ryan had also unfollowed Justin not long after, cementing rumors of a serious fallout. And just like that, the Drew House empire, once celebrated as Bieber's passion project and creative playground, was reduced to ashes. But that neon sign in the video, it wasn't just random set dressing. Eagle-eyed fans froze the frame, zoomed in, and noticed the subtle details. The word Skylark shimmered beneath a tilted halo. A small bird, wings mid-flap, seemed to hover in the background. It didn't take long for fan theories to pile up. The phoenix imagery, the rising bird, the name itself, Skylark, implying flight, rebirth, and freedom. Bieber wasn't just ending a chapter, he was already mid-pivot. In fact, he wasn't burning Drew House out of anger. He was clearing space for something new, something that he controlled fully. Because Drew House was never just Justin, it was him plus others. Skylark, that looked like him alone, or perhaps him and Haley. And that distinction might explain why the fire had to be that loud. No teaser campaign, no New York Fashion Week debut, not even a formal announcement post. Instead, Skylark entered the public conversation the way a whisper turns into a storm, quiet, subtle, and suddenly everywhere. It began with Justin's personal Instagram feed, a pair of futuristic sunglasses resting on a recording console, a dusky-hued hoodie tossed over studio speakers, and a close-up shot of a beanie embroidered with a barely visible symbol, part bird, part crown. The caption, just one word, #SKYLRK, no explanation, no context.
I, Justin Bieber, am no longer involved in this brand. Drew House doesn't represent me or my family or life.
Then Hailey jumped in. In her Instagram stories, she casually teased a behind-the-scenes clip from a design session. Mood boards, fabric swatches, and a minimalist jacket prototype. "Designing my favorite jacket of all time for someone special," she wrote. No name drop needed. Everyone knew exactly who she meant. And just like that, fans went into full-on detective mode. Drew was officially over. The fire had been set. And now, Skylark was taking flight. But what was Skylark really? A rebrand? A rebound? A revenge project? Sources close to the couple say Skylark is more than a fashion label. It's a personal reset. Where Drew House once leaned into quirky colors, oversized silhouettes, and tongue-in-cheek branding, Skylark is shaping up to be the opposite. Think quiet luxury, neutral tones, clean silhouettes. High-end basics with edge, one insider called it. Streetwear that speaks softly but screams status. Gone is the cartoon smiley face and the Gen Z playfulness. In its place, sleek logos, structured tailoring, and understated details. It's Hailey's Road meets Yeezy meets a Bieber studio album cover. Edgy, minimal, aspirational. While Drew House felt like something Justin created to connect with fans, Skylark feels like something he built to protect his peace. And it's not just about design, it's about control. Drew had multiple collaborators. Co-founder Ryan Good was the stylist turned partner. There were other silent investors, business advisors, and backroom stakeholders. It was a group project with a shared vision, until it wasn't. Fans speculate that creative clashes and diverging goals may have contributed to the Drew House implosion. But Skylark? This is Bieber and Bieber alone, or perhaps more accurately, Bieber and Baldwin, with Hailey fully embedded in the brand's creative DNA. Several analysts have already dubbed it Justin's grown-up Drew. That's a polite way of saying, this time, he's calling every shot.
The 30-year-old continues, "If you're rocking with me, the human Justin Bieber, don't waste your money on Drew House."
Others aren't so charitable. Critics and industry skeptics view Skylark as a rebound brand, an emotional snap decision to abandon the past and assert independence in the wake of public embarrassment. After all, Drew House had real legacy. Kids wore it to school. Celebrities wore it on red carpets. It was more than merch. It was a movement. Why walk away from something so successful? The answer may lie in timing. Justin didn't just walk away, he detonated Drew one week, then gently unveiled Skylark the next. The sequence was surgical, calculated, like a magician distracting with one hand while the other is pulling off the real trick. While tabloids screamed, "Justin is broke," and social media roasted his cartoon arson, he was quietly pivoting the narrative. Within 48 hours, influencers who used to get early Drew drops started receiving low-key DMs from Justin's camp. Want to try something new? Screenshots leaked, showing blurred images of Skylark prototypes and collab whispers involving Hailey's circle, makeup artists, stylists, even a few rumored fashion TikTokers. This wasn't just a brand. It was a power play, a fresh foundation, a symbol that Justin was moving on not just from Drew, but from anyone or anything that didn't align with his current state of mind. And perhaps the most fascinating part, Skylark's entire brand identity was built on flying above the noise. The logo, a wing mid-flap, the name itself, Skylark.
Justin Bieber's rep reacts to rumors he's in financial distress after an April 16th report in The Hollywood Reporter, citing multiple insiders familiar with the singer's finances until recently, suggested he's overstretched mostly due to real estate purchases and renovations and vacations.
A bird known for its soaring songs. Even the color palette, sky tones, grays, dusky blues, and sunset beige. The metaphor couldn't be clearer. Justin wasn't crawling out of chaos. He was rising above it. But as the business pivot took shape, fans noticed something off-screen, something stranger. Justin's longtime contacts, those names you'd expect to see credited in every Bieber project, began disappearing from his circle. Scooter Braun, Ryan Good, gone. And the question shifted from what is Skylark to who's left? And what exactly do those quiet exits mean for the man behind the brand? Scooter Braun guided Bieber from YouTube novelty to arena titan. Their split in 2024 was cloaked in polite statements about new seasons, yet whispers of broken trust traveled fast. Braun's camp hinted at creative differences. Bieber's camp remained silent. Next went Ryan Good, the architect of Bieber's early swagger and co-brain of Drew's streetwear identity. Justin quietly unfollowed him in January. Ryan hit the unfollow button back in February. Then came the Torch video. Fans dubbed it the unfollow heard around the world. With 2 pillars gone, observers worried Justin was isolating. Bad news for a performer whose worst public breakdowns erupted when he felt cornered.
Justin Bieber parts ways with his fashion label Drew House. The Grammy winner takes to his Instagram stories April 10th to announce that he's no longer affiliated with the clothing line.
His reps insisted the cleanout was healthy boundary setting, but brand managers privately panicked. A platinum star without a stable team is like a jet without a control tower, capable of flying, incapable of landing safely. Isolation rumors feed nicely into divorce rumors, and the internet devoured both. In March, sleuths spotted that Justin and Hailey no longer appeared in each other's following lists. Cue meltdown. It turned out to be a buggy refresh. Both refollowed within hours. Still, gossip rags latched on, dredging up every paparazzi frown as proof of trouble. Hailey responded with a cryptic quote, "People take the information they're fed and draw a picture of who you are. Most of the time it's wrong." The tabloids answered with long lens photos of the couple laughing at church, then argued even that was performative. Meanwhile, mental health bloggers resurfaced Justin's older confessions, nights when he hated himself for being inauthentic, Instagram sermons about anger, days when he felt like a fraud. Mix in past Lyme disease battles, Ramsay Hunt facial paralysis, and you get a storyline tailor-made for doom. Fading pop icon, shaky marriage, empty tour calendar. The question wasn't, is Justin okay, but how bad will it get? Enter Pooh Bear, songwriter, confidant, the pen behind Despacito remix, Where Are You Now? What Do You Mean? In the same Hollywood Reporter package that accused Bieber of cash troubles, Pooh voiced heartfelt concern. "Whatever he's going through, I pray for him." That single sentence fanned fresh speculation. If a best friend is praying, things must be dire. But Pooh later clarified, "I pray for everyone I love." Context matters, but narratives rarely wait for context. Justin's own posts added fuel. One March night, he typed, "I hate feeling fake. I want peace more than anything." Hours later, he scrubbed the line, but screenshots linger forever. Critics saw fragility, believers saw growth.
Justin originally co-founded Drew House with former stylist Ryan Good in 2018, before officially launching the fashion label in January 2019. With the name of the company being a nod to Justin's middle name Drew, the brand mainly sells unisex clothing, including sweats, t-shirts, and slippers.
Some fans even hailed a spiritual rebirth, Justin canceling obligations, trimming his circle, focusing on family, and quietly writing songs in a backyard studio. Reps confirm weekly jam sessions, yet emphasize there's no deadline, no pressure. The unspoken fear, hurry him, and history might repeat. 2014 all over again, when burnout boiled into arrests, breakdowns, and an off-my-drive spiral. Not this time, they vow. By week's end, Justin's team executed a coordinated rebuttal. Quotes to Rolling Stone, E! News, and People, all hammering the same theme: financial distress is fiction. One rep told People, "Justin is healthier than most of us, financially and mentally. He's focused, he's building, and those who say otherwise are guessing." Rolling Stone AU piled on, branding the broke narrative as exhausting, pitiful, and fact-free. Strategically, the pushback worked. Google trends for Justin broke plummeted, but whispers persist because mystery sells. And Justin seems to understand that better than anyone. Instead of a defensive live stream, he gave fans a puzzle: a scorched cartoon house, a glowing new brand, a wife designing jackets in secret. Suddenly, questions shifted. What is Skylark? Will there be music with the clothes? Is a tour possible in 2026? So where does that leave us? In the span of weeks, Justin Bieber was declared bankrupt, burned his own fashion legacy, unfollowed former mentors, teased a fresh label, and let prayers and conspiracies circle his name like buzzards. The truth seems simpler. Drew House outlived its purpose. Skylark matches the man he wants to be now. Money isn't melting, it's migrating. His marriage remains intact, but he'd rather we stop checking. And the music? It's simmering somewhere off-grid, free from deadlines, waiting until the noise dies down. Whether this chapter becomes a comeback saga or a cautionary sequel, Bieber has already reshaped the conversation. The next headline might announce a Skylark runway show, or a surprise single, or nothing at all, which could be the boldest plot twist of them all. Because if Justin truly has learned one lesson, it's that sometimes the loudest way to speak is to light your past on fire and drive off into the unknown, letting the embers do all the talking.